Bird. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Pechanga Entertainment Center here in Temecula, California, it's time for the leather to fly. This is the main event. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 147 pounds. He wears the white trunks with blue and red trim, and he comes to us from Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. He has a professional record of 30 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by knockout. Introducing the former Puerto Rican champion, Wilfredo Rivera. And his opponent across the ring, he fights out of the red corner. He weighed in at 146.5 pounds. He wears the black trunks with gold trim, and he comes to us from Pomona, California. He has an outstanding professional record, unblemished, with 32 wins, 30 wins by knockout. Here is the former lightweight world champion, Sugar Shane Mosley.
Gentlemen, I gave you instructions in the dressing room. The only thing I'm going to tell you now is when I tell you to stop, you stop whatever you're doing. I tell you to break, you break and break clean. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. Let's do it.
Shane Mosley has clearly been very happy that he hasn't had to torture himself to make weight, but a happy fighter does not necessarily mean a better fighter. We're here to find out if he'll be a better fighter.
So what will it be? A big step forward for Mosley, or a fantastic opportunity to Rivera? And Mosley starts out with a combination and a hard right hand, and Rivera immediately comes back, sticking the left jab. It's an action beginning, and a hard left hook inside by Mosley. And already he shows he'll have quickness at the welterweight level. A little grin on the face of Rivera as if to say, okay, I guess you've come to fight.
Yeah, you want to make sure that Sugar Shane Mosley establish and tell this guy, listen, I can hit also. I'm not all about speed. And that's what he's trying to do early on. But he's going to have to be conservative with his energy because there's a long night ahead. Rivera's got to establish his reach.
One thing that was missing last Saturday night between Deloy and Trinidad was quality, consistent body punching. If Shane Mosley gets into his game here, you'll see it, because he is a committed body puncher when he's on. There's another hard right hand upstairs, and already Mosley looks too quick for Rivera.
Too quick, but he landed his best shot tonight, and this guy just kept coming forward. That's not a good sign for Shane Mosley. Rivera is solid. He's going to be in there every round that he can, hitting you with something.
Well, Rivera's got a pretty strong chin, but his problem has been cuts. The cut, of course, that created the TKO loss to De La Hoya, and he was cut in his last fight against Angel Hernandez. Low blow by Mosley, and referee Robert Bird will get on him right away. Full moon in the sky here. Outdoor arena, terrific atmosphere for a fight.
This is not a safety first Sugar Shane Mosley.
Mosley's corner guys have to be advised. You're fighting a bigger guy, and energy is very important over 10 rounds. You hit these guys, but it's like a big punching bag. That bag just stays there.
Sensational left hook. Sizzling shot by Mosley, but again, Rivera, with the strong chin, hangs right in.
In fact, Mosley seems to be loading up for big shots early in the fight, more than we've seen him in the past against quicker lightweights.
You know, there's a strange thing about throwing big punches up high. Seldom you see a bag, a heavy bag hanging up high for a guy to get that energy up and build his strength up for throwing punches up high. The bags are low. Sometimes when you start throwing up high, you get tired.
Good point. If Shane wants an early knockout, I think he'd be well advised to do what he does best and focus on the ribcage.
That's right, and make your opponent lower his defense.
A good first round in his first welterweight fight for Shane Mosley.
Good job of boxing. Continue with a good stiff jab. I think the jabs are really powerful. I think they're getting to him. Slow down just a little bit. You might be overspeeding yourself there a little bit. You overshoot your target. Just a little tad bit. Slow down just a little bit.
Gotcha.
Okay? Listen, your jab's working good. Don't go to the body right now with that left hand because he's dropping the hook on you. Keep your head down, your right hand up. He's landing the hook a little bit. Keep your right hand up, use your jab and your right hand. Cut the ring off.
Leave it to me,
Let me have some water. Here we go, take a little rinse. Use your jab more.
Let's watch Mosley in action. Straight left, followed by a left hook.
Seconds out, mouthpiece in. Seconds out, mouthpiece in.
Followed by this right hand later on, landed high on the head of Rivera.
CompuBox numbers in round one. Mosley 24 out of 58. Rivera 13 out of 64. So numerically, it was a Mosley round.
He's doing just as you suggested, George, slowing down a little bit. He was a little speedy in that first round. Nice right hand over the left to the body by Rivera.
Mosley lands good right hand, left hooks. It doesn't bother Rivera, but when Rivera decides to land a couple, Shane Mosley is going to feel it in this lighter weight division.
Rivera has sparred frequently with smaller fighters, trying to get used to the quickness he might be facing. And Mosley even sparred some with former world featherweight champion Kevin Kelly. And Kelly said one of the good things about Wilfredo is he doesn't try to knock you out with every punch. Much of the time, he's just trying to put his gloves on you. That scores.
And it's solid, too, because the fighters start trying to find a way to get out of the way. And he can't bob, he can't weave because the shots aren't powerful.
There you go.
He stands right on the ball, on your mark, get set, and that hurt.
Good right hand.
1-2 cleanly. Right hand following perfectly behind the jab. So a much better round in round two for Rivera, who seems to be adjusting somewhat to Mosley's speed.
No, don't pull it down, don't pull it down, don't pull it down. Step back clean. Box.
You tell a fighter like Rivera to stay the course, stay basic, jab, right hand, hook. Don't get excited.
You saw Rivera land the counter left hook. You saw Mosley coming back with two big punches of his own.
Mosley is a vicious body puncher, but he has yet to be able to find the range there or the openings.
Meanwhile, Rivera just landed a solid left hook to the body himself.
Now, this is not a good fight for Shane Mosley. Started off using a lot of unnecessary energy, trying to get a first round knockout over a big solid fighter who hasn't just been knocked out by some better fighters. What do? You re-establish yourself as the boxer. Every time you land a shot, move out of the way.
And I hate to harp on the same point over and over, but if I'm Shane Mosley's dad, Jack, between rounds in the corner, I would want to remind my son that he's a terrific body puncher, and he should go there.
He said earlier he would go to the body, but as you can see, he saw this big man, this big head just wide open. You don't see that in the lighter weights like that, so you take advantage of it.
Shane Mosley headhunting, landing plenty, but not doing the kind of damage to Wilfredo Rivera that he might have hoped for.
I thought a couple of times he went to the body. Rivera was looking for it and countered him right over it. I don't know why they're embracing like this every time that Shane comes close.
The reason being, Shane is having to jump in his shots because of the reach, and because he jumps in, he lands in a hugging position.
You're right, George.
Look, Shane, some of those round punches inside. Not too much water, not too much water. Okay. On you know, so won't get on the floor. Okay. Okay, look. Continue with those jabs. Those jabs are working. Okay? You still got to get into these body shots to make him weak. You understand what I'm talking about? You got to make him weak. Round punches inside to the body. Okay? But save it with the jabs.
Your right hand, cut off the ring. Move a little to your right every so often. You got to watch for his hook, but move a little. Shift your angles on him a little bit, okay? He's giving you room, and you landed a good left hook and a good right hand that round. You understand? Hi. Very good.
And here's the right hand that he threw over the top. A little bit behind the ear, but an effective punch. And here you'll see Mosley throw his best body punch.
That was the punch you may see more of. Shane Mosley's excellent left hook to the body.
The way this fight has gone in the first couple of rounds is why many people in boxing thought that the likeliest result would have been a decision by Mosley. We'll see if he can prove them wrong by getting him a really strong, determined, well-conditioned fighter out of there.
Body shots by Rivera. Mosley comes back with a left hook to the body and then upstairs. Interestingly, our ringside judge, Harold Letterman, giving the second round to Wilfredo Rivera.
Stop! Stop! Box!
Only 10 rounds, not 12.
That was the best right hand for Shane Mosley that time. Mosley is not using any footwork. Can't stand in front of a bigger and powerful man. You got to move after you punch and before you punch.
Mosley again landing the left hook to the body. Rivera coming right back with a combination upstairs. Spirited combat from both men so far. Right hand inside by Mosley, and another big right hand flush on the face of Rivera.
Once again, Mosley allows his bigger opponent to get set. Move it to the left just a little bit to make him pick up his left foot.
Give me a clean break, clean break, clean break. Step back clean. Stop, stop. Clean break. Box, box. Let's go.
Now, a lot of this is happening sometimes when a guy like Mosley moves up in weight. He'll bring in bigger fighters to spar with, and he's sluggish because of it.
You've got the beginnings of a cut under the left eye of Wilfredo Rivera.
Let him up, let him out, let him up, let him
A
out.
target for Mosley to work on. It's the same eye where Rivera has been cut in the past.
Shane Mosley jabs to the body, but his intentions are to fake one. Come back up.
Counter left hook to the body. Lands right on the solar plexus. Rivera leans in and holds on.
Rivera allows him to just, whatever he wants, just stand there. You got to stay on the little smaller man. Stay on him. Keep doing something at all times. Make him tired.
Don't lean on him, stop. Don't lean on him, let's go. Come on, guys.
Rivera just cannot stand around waiting for the little guy to jump in his shots.
Nearing the end of round 3, Wilfredo Rivera, who often switches to a southpaw stance, has not done it here. Mosley doubling up on the left hook, upstairs and then to the body. Rivera chasing him back into the corner with straight right hands.
Get loose.
Mosley will land a two-punch combination and just stand there as if to think he's going to get a knockout.
Rivera tries the uppercut, and Mosley with a chopping right hand upstairs. Both fighters landing in the last 10 seconds of the round, but Shane punctuated it with another left hook.
Good job, baby. He knows he's in a fight now. You could have won that round, okay? Now you're starting to get to him. You cannot stand above him. Once you get inside, he don't want to work. That's where you got to put your little shots into his ears and head. You understand? Inside, you got to touch him. You got to touch him. You understand me? Good.
Left, right, some jabs, and then sneak a body shot in. But he's looking for the body shot, so you can go upstairs and sneak something inside, too. Okay? You can start throwing some jabs to this side, and maybe let him move his head over there, fake one, and shoot one over to shoot it right to his jaw. Okay?
Wilfredo Rivera said to us yesterday that Mosley will be surprised to find out he can't hurt me. I don't know if these big punches hurt him or not, but they haven't put much of a dent in him, apparently.
But because Mosley is trying so hard to land big punches, Wilfredo Rivera landed 36% of his tries in the last round. This is a guy who came in landing lower than 25%. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 3?
Hey, Jim, I got it a real fight. 2 rounds to 1, 29-28, Sugar Shane Mosley. Jim, I'll tell you, in round 2, I saw Sugar Shane Mosley backing straight up, going straight back, and Wilfredo Rivera was catching him with right hands, and Shane was grabbing. And when the judges see a guy grab, Jim, it's often a sign that the guy's getting hurt. I gave the second round to Wilfredo Rivera. But be as it may, Sugar Shane Mosley was dominating in rounds 1 and 3. I got him ahead 2-1.
Mosley escaping Rivera along the ropes there. Rivera, who many questioned off of his 10-round decision victory last year over 48-year-old Carlos Palomino, fighting well here, just as he did the first time we saw him against Whitaker in San Martin 3.5 years ago.
I always assume that a good fighter will come back to his top form for an important fight.
And it appears he has.
Mosley is accustomed to being in with a lightweight. He's able to back away from that jab and throw a right hand. But this time, this guy's too big, so he's going to have to keep his distance to be able to do these things. Got one in there, but it was just by coincidence.
And one problem for Shane in becoming a welterweight, he's not as tall as Rivera, as you can see. Neither is he as tall as De La Hoya or Trinidad or some of the other stars in the welterweight division. So he's going to have to learn to punch up just a little bit, George.
Yeah, he's in with a trial horse, and if you let him get going, he's a racehorse.
Rivera obviously in good condition, fighting with authority well into the 4th round here, despite having taken some big shots from Shane Mosley. How big? Well, he's a lightweight coming up to welterweight. We'll find out as he goes along.
Now he's going out. Moses allowing the fight to get into a brawl, and this doesn't benefit him.
Cut it out right now.
Referee Robert Byrd warning both fighters not to throw rabbit punches. Quick, accurate left counter inside by Mosley. And now they face each other in the center of the ring. Chance for Mosley to apply his boxing skills. He lands another big right-hand shot upstairs.
Well, you land those shots seldom in the lightweights, and when you do, you expect a knockdown. He's doing the same thing in the welterweight, and this guy's standing there afterwards.
Remember when we said before the fight, Jim, what happens when someone hits him? He hits someone with his best shot, he doesn't blink. We just saw it.
They're going to war in here. Well, if you didn't get enough action last Saturday night, we're glad you're with us tonight.
If he's not going to fall, so what? Continue with your style of boxing, continue with your intensity, control the fight. You control the fight, and that's what we want. That's what we're interested in. You controlling this fight. Just don't throw punches to the wind. Aim at your target.
Whatever punches both of you doing it, just stop it. That's all.
Okay, yeah, the punch behind the head, stop it. Okay. Okay. Look, those jabs, you hit him a couple of 3 or 4 hard jabs that we worked on in the gym. Worked beautiful. It's knocking his head back. Everybody can see it. Those are points. And even as
keep getting to him with that right hand. Keep using your jab. Don't reach. You saw, don't reach with the right hand. Use your jab. That's the key. Use your jab. Push him back. Keep your hands and head down. Just keep putting pressure on him.
Let's go, guys. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
In the 4th round, by CompuBox numbers, Shane Mosley threw only 35 punches. He landed 16. But Rivera is throwing more punches now by a growing margin through the first 4 rounds. So those judges who favor the busy fighter might be looking at the Puerto Rican in the white trunks.
Rivera corner told him to stay right on him. Keep your hands up. Keep throwing the right hand.
Let him up, let him out. Let him up, let him out. No
Which is good advice. Only you got to extend the jab to make the smaller man stay his distance.
All right, stop.
How often will you see a guy move up in the weight and get in the ring with the toughest welterweight around? Shane Mosley, you got to give him credit for that.
Well, of course, you know, the parallel here is De La Hoya, whose first fight in the welterweight division was a title bout with Pernell Whitaker.
Rivera's a big, solid fighter.
And Mosley's jumping 12 pounds. De La Hoya crept up on the welterweight division, half division by half division by half division.
You know, one thing, my recollection is that, you know, De La Hoya often had Rivera backing up. Rivera has not done much backing up in this fight.
Shane Mosley operates from the boxing position. I'll get out of the way and catch you later. All those right hands right on the side of the head by Rivera. They start paying off sooner or later.
Rivera still with the red mouth showing under his left eye, but Mosley not yet able to open it and turn it into a cut. Body shots by Rivera.
Mosley decided to step and box, keep a circle around Rivera. It's an easy fight, but when he tries to mix it up, things get harder for him.
It's not in his DNA to make it easy, George. It's in his DNA to be a positive boxer puncher.
Well, he hook to the body by Mosley. Yeah, he puts a lot of heart behind that left hook to the body when he gets it rolling. Hard right hand by Mosley, glancing shots by Rivera.
Step out, stop. Step out, let's go.
But Wilfredo giving no quarter against the much more celebrated Shane Mosley. Welcome to the welterweight, Shane. We're bigger up here.
Got a bell coming. I got you. All right.
You know you pass up the body shots. There's a lot of body shots there. You pass up about 4 of them. Okay? Give me that water. This is when you see that opportunity, when you roll over to the side, Shane, all you got to do is hit the body and duck under. Those are the round punches we worked on with the ball.
You're putting good pressure on him. He's tired. It's the halfway mark to the round. Now you have to take every round from here on. Do you understand? He's got nothing on his punch. Wait, the last second. He's got nothing on his punch. You can take it. He's hit you with the best shots. Do they hurt you? No. Keep coming at him. Use that jab. That's the key, that jab and that right hand. When you're on the inside, don't grab him on the inside. Keep your hands free and work him. Do you hear me? He doesn't want
to dig. If he blocks it, fine. Just go over the other side. Just take your time and think. I know you're thinking out there. Continue to think.
Good look at the full moon hanging in the sky above Temecula, California. Southern California's wine country, rapidly growing area, and this Native American gambling facility promises to grow in the months and years ahead. The Letterman card visible through 5 rounds. As they begin the 6th, you heard Joe Goosen saying now win every round from here on out to his fighter Wilfredo Rivera.
Rivera's got to continue throwing right hands, but at the same time stay ahead with left jabs. Don't wait for Shane Mosley to do something because he'll beat you to the shot. Or a headbutt.
You know, let's remember that when Oscar De La Hoya stopped Rivera in 8 rounds, it was on a cut. Shane Mosley can take some consolation from knowing that he may not run into any welterweight any stronger than the one he's fighting right now, or as strong.
He's picked one of the stronger guys in the class. Solid.
One of the toughest guys to knock out, for sure. And I think that's one of the things Shane was looking for. He's gambling that he can put Rivera on his back and make a huge statement in his first welterweight fight.
Shane Mosley going back to the body now, which is a good idea. You want to make the bigger men weak. The fight goes on, you want to make certain that Rivera hasn't got any power to knock you out.
And you heard Jack Mosley telling his son between rounds, you passed up 4 good opportunities to whack him to the body in the last round. Don't let those shots go by. Now Mosley working more concertedly to the body. Rivera lands a little left hand in there. Not loading the shot up, just trying to put his glove on Shane Mosley.
His corner told him to back up and throw shots, Rivera. Don't sit there and hold.
Well, if you were with us about a month ago in Las Vegas, you saw Joe Goosen very cagily coax his fighter Mount Whitaker into a close decision victory over Monty Barrett in a heavyweight fight. Goosen nurses the fighter through the fight psychologically and tactically, and often gets a better than expected performance out of his fighters.
There you go.
Goosen and Rivera are new together.
Stop!
And Rivera covering Goosen with high praise coming in, saying, this is the best situation I've ever had. Little left hook by Rivera, harder one by Mosley.
I got you. Stop. Let's go.
Now Mosley is starting to wonder what's holding this guy
Let's
up.
get out, Shane. Let's go.
Yeah, Mosley looking down at us a little wide-eyed as if to say, I've hit him some good shots. Left and the right, both just a little short, both landed, but glancing blows. November 1, it's the next edition of HBO's award-winning documentary series, Sports of the 20th Century. Howard Cosell, telling it like it is. Tune in for a revealing look at the sportscaster who changed his industry. Cosell's Tell It Like It Is persona, frequently imitated in the eyes of most, never duplicated. Follow Howard's career from his days as an aspiring lawyer to his days as the most famous sports broadcaster in history. Howard Cosell, coming to HBO November 1.
Like you just did there at the end of the round. Beautiful. You can win this fight. I need every round. I need the last 4 rounds. Do you hear me? I need 4 rounds from you. Can you give me 4 rounds and win them? He's tired. Are you tired? Hell no! We worked too damn hard. Let's go. Let's win this fight, baby.
Jab, 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 right hand, and a hard body shot. I'm telling you, those body shots are going to weaken this guy. You'll be the first guy to get him out of here if you keep on continue to use the body shots. Okay?
In the 6th round, by CompuBox numbers, Shane Mosley landed 20 of 39. Rivera landed only 16, but he threw 70 punches. Again, if judges are looking for the busy fighter, that's Wilfredo. Harold, how do you have it through 6?
Jim, I'll tell you the truth. I thought Wilfredo did outwork him around 6. Without doubt, Shane didn't throw enough. Shane Mosley just seems to get hit when he backs straight up, and that's what happened around 6. But other than that, I'm impressed by the big shots of Shane Mosley. I really believe he can punch with any welterweight in the world. I got it 4 rounds to 2, Sugar Shane Mosley, based on that kind of punching.
That holding behind the head with the elbow by Rivera can really take the sap out of a fighter. Mosley better beware.
Let's go. Let's work. Let's work.
Pretty doggone interesting fight as we get into the 7th.
Let's work, guys. Get your hands free. Get loose. Let's work.
If Mosley goes on to win a decision, this will have been a very good primer for him in the welterweight division. But he hasn't gotten there yet.
George, Shane Mosley is accustomed to fighting 12-round fights. He's actually accustomed to knocking opponents out, 30 knockouts in 32 fights. Is the psychology of a 10-round bout at this stage of his career any different?
I don't think it's about psychology, man. It's about physical endurance. Doesn't matter how psyched up you are. If you physically don't have the strength to push this guy off you for 9 rounds, this can be enduring. He's going to have a rough time.
So in his first trip to welterweight, it's better for him that he's fighting a 10 rather than a 12.
And he appears to be taking a blow right now. Not because he's trying to conserve a victory, but because he needs a blow.
You know, Mosley is landing those little shots we talked about earlier. No power, but they're right on the button. These things count up and mount up, and before you know it...
You mean Rivera?
Rivera, I'm sorry. Those punches can mount up, and the next thing you know, Shane Mosley can be getting off the canvas.
Yeah, in fact, right here in round 7, I think Rivera's having a big round without looking as though he's having a big round. He's landing.
Just throwing the shots out there, and they hit right on target.
Shane may be amazed at the frequency with which Wilfredo has been able to counter him. This is a much quicker Wilfredo Rivera, I believe, than the man who lost to De La Hoya.
Remember, the quickness got better when Shane Mosley got tired. Once you get tired, you're in another fight altogether.
Rivera is asking some questions of Mosley that lightweights were unable to ask.
Absolutely right. There is suspense after 7 rounds.
All you gotta do, listen to me. Listen to me. You saw what happened? Hold on. Let him breathe. Pull his pants open. Let him breathe. Let him breathe. You turned around and backed yourself in a corner. That's why he hit you. When you were on his ass, you're beating him every minute of the round. You must get low on him on the inside and hit his belly. Do you understand me? Very good.
Okay. Shane, you know, you chose a little bit lightly. Okay, you're in the 147-pound division now. Okay, here's where we went to. We got to make a statement. So you continue to jab. So far, you're doing really good. Okay? The guy is a tough guy, so you got to match it with, you got to, hey.
There's that quick little right hand. Sneaky right. He doesn't put everything into it. It may land like a stiff jab, but it counts. You saw that Jack Mosley, Shane's father there, reminding him he was in with a big, strong guy as a welterweight, and he had to think in those terms now. And he wasn't fighting a little guy that he was simply stronger than, as well as better than.
And the fight narrowing on the Letterman scorecard. Now here comes Mosley trying to rally. Mosley seemingly well aware that the momentum of the fight has slipped away from him. In round 7, Rivera threw 74 punches and landed 27. Mosley trying to take command in the 8th.
Rivera comes right back with the chopping right hands as if to say that didn't hurt. Mosley's got to learn in this weight class. Don't try to pay them back. Just keep winning. Mosley's starting to use the ring in a circular fashion now. He's not just backing up all the way. This gives Rivera a lot of trouble.
What a blow it would be to Southern California boxing if Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley were both to lose 1 week apart. It would leave Fernando Vargas standing as the unquestioned superstar of the sport in Southern California for the moment.
Well, I don't think the fight is as close as Harold has it, but it could happen.
It could happen. Wilfredo is the busier fighter. You don't know what judges are looking at.
Yeah, but Shane is landing much heavier shots.
Correct.
And landing them in multiples.
When he chooses to do so, that's entirely correct.
Those sneak right hands.
Like that.
Good hard right hand by Mosley. Accurate shot as Wilfredo was leaning in.
Free up, free up, free up.
What you laughing at, George?
Because normally you guys are disagreeing with me. Now see you're disagreeing with one another.
Not a first.
Go get him.
Rivera with a right hand as Mosley backs straight away. Just as Harold Letterman has told you, when Mosley backs straight up, Rivera tattoos him. There he goes again, walking straight back. And Rivera lands. Now Mosley countering.
Mosley looks for the opportunity to get a breather and a rest. But when you're in with a big guy like this with a better reach, you can't rest. Every round has got to be like the first round. When you leave that round, leave your corner, you got to be ready to go like you did in the first round.
Less than 10 to go in round 8. Shane Mosley landing on the button in this round, but Wilfredo Rivera just keeps coming.
That's another round. That's it. Very nice. Hey, 9 and 10. 9 and 10. This is round 9 and 10. You got 6 minutes. Where's his mouthpiece?
Right here, I watched it.
On the other water.
It's right there.
Oh, what is it? Listen to me, Wilfredo. You have to get underneath him on the inside. If you stand up, let him grab you, he's going to stop the damage you can do. You can do damage on the inside. You got to
Hey, hit the dude to the body. When you inside, just drop down and go to his damn body.
He's trying to be holding him.
No.
He's pushing you down.
Well, whatever hands, feet, hit him. Just hands, feet, hit him with that hand. Go.
There is one of those really tough, hard punches that Mosley has landed, and many of them in this fight. There isn't the slightest doubt that he hasn't landed most of the thunder here, George.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. And in round 8, Mosley stepped up the pace, throwing 56 punches and landing more than half of them, 31 out of 56. So the 8th was a big round for Shane Mosley. But when Rivera went to his corner, Joe Goosen said, well, there's another round for you.
Step all the way out. Let's go.
Mosley still believes he can knock this man out.
All right, you guys. I got you guys.
Do you?
Let's go.
I still believe he can. He's landed enough body punching now. The body is hurt. Jabbed him to the body enough. Now, whenever he puts in a good combination, he can drop it. But in the meantime, he can't continue to get hit himself.
I got you.
Rivera has not done nothing to the body.
Hard right hand by Mosley, busting Rivera on the chops.
Let's go. Let's go.
And Wilfredo stands right there. Mosley tonight landing many of the kinds of shots which contributed to his 30 knockouts in 32 fights as a lightweight. There's a hard left hook to the body by Mosley. Well thrown. And Rivera just keeps trying to fire back. Another round in which Sugar Shane has put some big shots on Rivera.
Rivera is having a rough time dealing with the speed of Shane Mosley. The extra weight has got Mosley a little sluggish.
Punch and get out. Punch and get out. Let's go. Let's work.
He's accustomed to being able to hit, and then step out of the way. This night, he's not been able to do it.
Rivera digging to the body as he walks Mosley backward. Now Shane comes back to the body himself. But Rivera landing 2 shots to Mosley's 1 for the last 30 seconds or so.
I got you. Stop. Okay, let's go.
Rivera is delivering in this fight as advertised.
There you go.
Strong, tough,
Durable.
consistent, durable, well-conditioned. And should Mosley get the decision as is likely, he can go to school on this fight, George, to measure himself against future welterweights.
He won't be in the ring with a tougher welterweight, I can tell you that.
Well, he might be in the ring with a quicker, more skillful welterweight, but he won't be in the ring with a more committed one. That's for sure. Wilfredo Rivera is a fighter through and through. Big right hand shot by Mosley. Left hook lands 2. Rivera just keeps throwing back. Leather to leather action in round 9. Crowd loves it.
Hey, Shane, they got this damn thing close. Oh, yeah. They trying to take it from you. I don't know if this got paying the judges or what, but you cannot let this guy win this 10th round at all. You got to finish this round just like you did just then. Okay.
How you feel, good? You had every part of that round but the last 10 seconds. Let me have Grease. The last 10 seconds. Now, you've got to be smart and strong this round. It's your last round. Last round. Do you hear me? What round is
this? Is the last round.
This is it.
You got it. If this is a 147-pound division, got to make a statement. Got to make a statement. Power box his ass.
every 10 seconds. You need this round. We need this round. Okay?
Here's that flurry at the end of the round. And he's just landing his best shots, and here comes Rivera right back.
How about the speed of Shane Mosley ripping those shots off? Harold, how do you have it going to the last round?
Jim, I got it 87-84, 6 rounds to 3, Sugar Shane Mosley. I'm really impressed by his big right hand. I think he's winning the fight on clean punches, but certainly Wilfredo Rivera put on a heck of a performance. He's boxing beautifully, backing up Shane, but Shane is just pulling out these rounds with right hands like that.
What a rally to the body by Mosley, followed by a huge right upstairs as Rivera walked back to him. Shane is unloading the kitchen in round 10. Gonna try to land every piece of pottery in the room.
No. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Jack Mosley told him in the corner, you must win this round. For him, this is like a championship round, and he's fighting like a champion.
And he's pot-shotting Rivera with big upstairs punches.
I got you. Let's go.
Trying to close the show in a positive way in his first appearance in the welterweight division.
Still believes that he can get a knockout.
I got you.
Mosley still constantly throwing power hooks, power right hand.
How many welterweights would stand up to the kind of thunder Shane Mosley has applied in these 10 rounds? We'll find out as his career progresses in this division.
I think the cat is out of the bag. Mosley is a welterweight and a powerful welterweight.
Yeah, but after 30 knockouts and 32 fights as a lightweight, he's not headed for a knockout here. All credit to Rivera for that.
You know, as was pointed out earlier tonight, not even Roberto Duran, one of the hardest hitting lightweights in history, was as powerful when he moved up to welterweight.
Still a minute to go.
Got him.
Rivera in trouble. Another huge right hand shot by Mosley. Amazing accuracy on his power shots here in the 10th round.
What Rivera is bringing out in Mosley is showing the kind of spirit and the kind of passion he has for this sport. Not just punching, not just boxing. You have to have more of it than that.
Finally, the blood begins to flow from above the left eye of Rivera. And again, Mosley lands a down goes Rivera on a left uppercut.
That's something.
He's down. He's down.
He got it. No other welterweight has been able to do that to Rivera. All those big shots all night long finally paid off. Plus, he went out like a champion to do that.
31 knockouts in 33 fights and a sensational 10th round from Shane Mosley. He landed 21 of 33 power shots in the last 2.5 minutes of the fight.
You try to compare him with the other guys, let me tell you, his power is greater at this stage when he moves up in weight than all the other guys.
Than De La Hoya or Trinidad or Cuarte.
And he's moved up in the light of 12 pounds heavier and gets a knockout on the most solid guy in the division. Odd, great, I love it.
Tremendous performance by both fighters, really. Rivera fighting at his best level, coming back to what he was nearly 3.5 years ago against Pernell Whitaker, and still Mosley gets the KO.
Improbable. But it can only happen on HBO.
Atta baby, George. Careful examination of Wilfredo Rivera going on by ring doctors, and let's take another look at the knockout, George.
Okay.
Right hands set it up, left uppercut finished it off.
It was all about persistence. I've hurt you, I've gotten you hurt, I'm gonna stay right on you. And that right hand, but I think it was the earlier body shots that brought this about. This is about finishing it up.
I think it was the whole round. He just, he landed 21 power punches in the round, and virtually all of them were unobstructed, free shots, flush on the jaw or the head.
One after another, and that up hook, kind of an uppercut hook. There you are.
Showed his hand speed, showed his ability to properly deliver those power shots. Most of all, he showed his commitment to the task.
And you know what? He's down and the opponent cannot get up. That means the body shots had effect, took effect.
Let's go to ring announcer Jake Gutierrez with the official particulars on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout ends at 2 minutes 38 seconds of the 10th round. The winner by knockout, Sugar Shane Mosley.
Trainer Jack Mosley doing a good job of motivating his son prior to the 10th round.
Did you hear that? He tells him, I think they're still in a fight. They got this fight close.
As if he's seen the scorecards or something.
And you know he has no way of knowing.
Maybe he was listening to the television announcers. Final punch stat numbers. And you can see that Mosley outlanded Rivera by 46 punches at the end. And actually Rivera threw 110 more. Thus the vast disparity in connect percentage. Terrific performance technically by Mosley. Let's go to Larry Merchant with the winner.
Thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Shane. When you went out for the 10th round, your dad had told you you can't let it up to the officials. He has heard that the scorecards were close. I don't know where he heard that. But did that motivate you to go so hard in the 10th round?
Yeah, because, like the De La Hoya and Trinidad fight, De La Hoya thought he had to fight one, he thought he outboxed him, and he didn't get the decision. Me, I don't like to leave it in the hands of the judges. Even though I felt that I was ahead of the fight, you never know what can happen, in a fight.
You hit this fellow with 75 or 100 or more really hard, clean shots, and he kept coming.
My hands are still hurting from it.
Did that tell you I'm not in a lightweight anymore?
Well, yeah, I really didn't knock the lightweights out like that either. I mean, the lightweights were a lot faster than the welterweights. But, you know, Wilfredo's not the hardest hitting welterweight out there, so, you know, I knew I can get away with a lot of things. But he takes a great punch, and he was, you know, he was heavy. He was coming down from 154 or 168, as you said in the meeting. And, you know, he was well aware of these big, heavy-handed hitters at welterweight.
Describe to us what his size and persistence and strength meant to you in terms of your stamina, in terms of how you felt in the fight compared to the lightweights who you were dominating.
Well, with Rivera in close, you know, he was a lot taller, so he knew how to hold me and hit at the same time. He knew how to make the referee not see when he was holding. And then he'll kind of slap me with the right hand. And then I was sometimes forced to hit him back, but it was hard because he was so tall. It looked like I was doing most of the holding, but he was holding me also, pulling me in, so I couldn't get away because I was faster than he was.
All right, now let's talk about some of the other welterweights out there. Who would you like to fight, and how do you think those guys would stack up with Rivera?
Well, you've seen 3 of the welterweights. You've seen Oscar De La Hoya, Trinidad, and now you've seen Sugar Shane Mosley. So, you know, Rivera only lost to 2 people. That was Pernell Whitaker and Oscar De La Hoya, and he never been stopped or knocked out, and I proved that I have welterweight hitting power tonight.
What about fighters like Obakar, who's only lost to the 3 top welterweights, and even Vernon Forrest, who defeated you in the box office of the Olympics in '92 and is an undefeated welterweight?
Well, you know, Obakar is a very slick fighter, and Vernon Forrest as well. You know, he beat me in the trials, and he's a great welterweight, powerful welterweight. He's like I guess you could say the next Tommy the Hitman Hearns in the welterweight division. But we already know we already have a Sugar Man, and I'm right here.
All right, thank you for a terrific performance, Sugar. Jim?
All right, Larry, now let's take a fascinating look at the scores coming into the 10th round, and you will see judges Lou Moret and Pat Russell had Shane Mosley ahead in what was still a close fight. Astonishingly, well, maybe not astonishingly, but unusually at least, veteran judge Marty Denkin had Wilfredo Rivera winning the fight going into the 10th round. I guess it takes all kinds of judges to make up the sport of boxing. Now, Wilfredo Rivera, who grew up knowing Felix Trinidad in Puerto Rico, has fought Pernell Whitaker and Oscar De La Hoya, and now Mosley. So, how does Mosley compare to the other welterweights? Let's go back to Larry with Rivera.
Wilfredo, thank you very, very much for a tough fight. Give us your thoughts about Shane Mosley as he moved up from lightweight, and how he struck you as a welterweight.
Wilfredo, gracias por una pelea muy buena, y danos tu pensamiento en Shane Mosley, que ahora se mueve a los 147. ¿Cómo te pareció él en los welters?
Él es un gran peleador, es un boxeador de mucha experiencia, tiene muy buenos momentos de laterales en las piernas, se mueve rápidamente, tiene medidas más buenas. Creo que tiene mucha oportunidad en welterweight, solo que quizás deba trabajar un poquito más, ya que a veces se queda un poquito abierto cuando tira golpe.
Shane Mosley is a good fighter. He's going to be a good fighter in the welterweight. He's got a lot of lateral movements and a lot of ability. He might be a little wild and loose at times, but he's going to do great.
Do you think he could compete with the likes of Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad? Felix Trinidad has been your friend for many years. You fought De La Hoya.
¿Tú crees que Shane Mosley puede competir con la gente como De La Hoya, Trinidad y los otros buenos de los welter? Tú eres amigo de Trinidad. ¿Tú crees que él puede ganarle a él?
Bueno, Trinidad es un gran campeón, como lo es Oscar De La Hoya. Mosley también es un gran campeón. Cualquiera de los dos puede ganar, porque yo pienso siempre que uno nunca debe despreciar un rival, y menos un rival de la calidad de Shane Mosley.
Mosley's a great champion, and he'll do well in the welterweights. Trinidad and Oscar, they're both great champions. I don't know who would win, but he would be competitive with both of them.
What statement does it make that he is the first man to be able to stop you?
¿Qué statement hace esto? Es que él es el primero en pararte, en noquearte.
Fíjate, yo pienso que quizá cometí un error y por eso fue que él pudo pararme, ya que siempre yo cogí golpes fuertes y nunca me han tumbado. En esta ocasión él tuvo la habilidad de acomodarse correctamente y me pudo tumbar. Creo que cualquier boxeador puede tumbar a cualquier boxeador y él tuvo la habilidad para hacerlo.
It makes a statement because no one had done that to me before, but anybody can knock out anybody, and tonight he was the better man. He got, it wasn't luck, but his ability carried him to knock me out.
Thank you very much. You're a good fighter and a gracious gentleman, and we have liked having you. All right, just a final word. After the fight last week, there was some discussion because of the disputed scoring about the idea of the game as hit and don't get hit. But the priority in that equation is to hit first, not to not be hit first, which is what happened last week to Oscar De La Hoya. Tonight you saw an example of a terrific fighter who understands that this game is about hitting and not being hit, but that hitting is a priority for a professional prize fighter. Jim?